reporting from the steps of City Hall. My name is Ralph E. Smith. Welcome to this edition of Street Beat, GuardianChronicle.com.
Thank you for your patience. We're just waiting on Speaker Johnson. He'll be down in 2 seconds, we're told. So thank you for your patience. All right. Okay, we're going to get this underway. We're all feeling the heat today. Hopefully the state senators are feeling the heat as well. Thank you for everything you have done and are doing to prevent future tragedy on our streets. Your presence here today is making a difference, as it has in the weeks and months that have led us to this moment. And so thank you for coming out yet again. I'm Paul Steely-White, Executive Director of Transportation Alternatives. We're here today because we are in the midst of a public health crisis. Traffic crashes are injuring and killing New Yorkers on a daily basis. Every day, 200 New Yorkers are injured in traffic. Some sustain far worse. Since 2001, 5,000 New Yorkers have lost their lives in traffic crashes. Now before Vision Zero, these crashes were written off as mere accidents, as the unfortunate cost of living in a big city. Today we know better. Thanks to the progress that we have made with the leadership here today, with the families here today, we know better. We know that these crashes are indeed preventable. Thanks to better street design, better enforcement, better education of the consequences of reckless driving and speeding, we are succeeding. But we are not succeeding enough. We have seen in the past several days evidence of how acute this public health crisis really is. And this emergency hearing being called by the leadership of the City Council is precisely what we need right now. Because foremost, we are here today to send the Republican State Senate a very clear message. Using this program as a craven political chit, a tool to get other things that they want. That's unacceptable. So here today, we are going to put a stop to the Republican State Senate and tell them it is unacceptable to play politics with our children's lives. Also, you will hear about some new initiatives because this City Council is not going to rest. It has proven time and again that they are willing to take this matter into their own hands and give the city the authority it needs to protect its own citizens. So with that, it's my honor to introduce a gentleman who's really emerged as a Vision Zero superstar. After every major tragedy, we have seen him show up in person saying exactly what needs to happen to prevent these tragedies from ever happening again. Speaker Corey Johnson.
Thank you, Paul. Good afternoon. I am really proud to be here today, of course, with Paul Steely-White and Transportation Alternatives and the families and advocates and activists who have been doing this for years and years and years, long before Vision Zero was ever even implemented or tried to be implemented in New York City. And I'm really grateful to have colleagues from the council today who are real leaders in this movement. We're joined by Councilmember Mark Traeger from Brooklyn, Councilmember Alika Henry Samuel from Brooklyn, Councilmember Fernando Cabrera from the Bronx, and a Vision Zero stalwart, someone who has been good on all of these issues, a leader on every issue, and his 5 years as chair of the Transportation Committee, our chair, Ydanis Rodriguez. I want to thank Ydanis. So if anyone here is wondering why some people's skepticism of government might harden into cynicism, look no further than Albany and the Republican-controlled state Senate. Less than a month ago, as you all know, nearly 140 speed cameras helped protect school zones throughout New York City. And now the first day of school is just weeks away. We have effectively, nearly, and we will by that time if they don't do the right thing, We'll have zero speed camera enforcement as the state program to send out speed camera tickets has been cut off and halted for no good reason. We need to protect children crossing the street to school. Speed cameras, as Paul said, serve as a deterrent for drivers who are either too distracted or too thoughtless to care enough about how they drive near a school. These cameras save lives. They have saved lives. And while they are presently not generating any tickets, any deterrent for bad actors who are behind the wheel, they still generate data. And this data has told a very important story, which is not a surprising story in the last few weeks. When they were rendered inactive by the state's inaction, they have recorded just from July 25th to August 10th, 132,253 incidents of speeding near schools. We are here now because this is unacceptable. And it is unacceptable and inexcusable that state lawmakers who have been sworn to protect the interest of New Yorkers would choose not to renew this life-saving program for their own political gain and agenda. Shame on them. Shame. Shame. It is unacceptable that they haven't expanded and strengthened the program, given all the good it has done so far. There should be cameras at every single school in the entire city of New York, not just 140 cameras. There should be over 1,200 cameras at schools around the city. And it is almost surreal to find ourselves at this point again asking Republicans in Albany to simply do the right thing, to do the common sense thing for children. If any of you saw that horrific video from earlier this week of a child being mowed down on a bike in Queens, this is not about statistics. This is about lives. And we need this done before these kids go back to school. Time is running out, but there is still time for Republicans to do the right thing before they have innocent blood on their hands. We keep asking, and we keep getting met with deafening silence, but we are not giving up. Today, we're going to be talking, as Paul said, about a package of bills, and they do not replace speed cameras. These bills are not somehow a replacement for this important program that should be expanded and strengthened. But we believe these bills will make our streets safer in the absence of this action in Albany. These bills will create tougher consequences for reckless driving. They create a study that the city would have to conduct on dangerous driving and a street design checklist to better ensure that our streets are safe all throughout the city, so we know when there needs to be a protected bike lane, or there needs to be a shortened pedestrian crossing, or there needs to be, there shouldn't be mixing between cars and bikes and pedestrians. We need a checklist to understand at every dangerous intersection what has been implemented and what hasn't been implemented. They are by no means an entire solution to making our streets safer, but coupled with a renewed speed camera law, they would go a long way towards keeping our kids safe. Let's keep the pressure on Albany. Let's keep doing what we can to continue reducing the number of car crashes and pedestrian fatalities on the city streets. And I really just want to end with this. I want Senator Marty Golden, and I want Senator Simcha Felder, and I want Senator Andy Lanza, and I want Senator John Flanagan. I want these senators to look in the eyes of the family members who are here, who have to live with the loss every single day of losing a loved one, and to explain why to these families, why this inaction should continue. Because again, the statistics are important because they tell a story. But what is the most important thing is the human loss involved here. The heartbreak and the tragedy that's involved here. Shame on you, Marty Golden.
Shame on you.
Shame on you, Andy Lanza. Shame on you, John Flanagan. Shame on all of you for playing a political game with children's lives. You will be held accountable. We will not forget. even if you do the right thing, which I want you to do, we're still not going to forget what you've done to us. You've created a dangerous situation and used children as a political football in New York City, and we are not going to stand for it. We have had enough. Shame, 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 shame. You're leaving. You're done. Goodbye. Thank you very much.
Speaker Johnson. As the Speaker said, we have a stalwart of Vision Zero here with us today who's been at it for at least 5 years, making our streets safer. The Chairman of the City Council Transportation Committee, Idanis Rodriguez.
All of you are the one, the leader of the faces, all TN family for Service Street. You know, the reality is that September 5th is going to be a critical day. Are we waking up the day when the children come back to school on September 5th, knowing that we have a speed camera? Or are we sending the message to all those families and all the children that we don't care for their safety? So I believe it is important to recognize the leadership with everyone here, especially Speaker Johnson, Brad, have been a champion in this fight, and my colleagues who are here. We are here today because of the absolute failure by the Republicans in the New York State Senate to reauthorize the speed camera in New York City school zones, despite the overwhelmingly support it has from New Yorkers. I suggest that if the Senate doesn't go back to section, the governor should use an executive order to renew speed cameras before school open on September 5th. We are 3 weeks away from the start of the school year. The inaction of the state is putting our children at risk. Speed cameras have proven to be successful in reducing speeding by over 60%. The city has made great progress in reducing traffic fatalities. We must not allow the Senate hold us back. We are here today to tell them to listen and to be responsible to the people of New York City.
Reporting from the steps of City Hall, my name is Ralph E. Smith.